Hello, everybody. Thank you for your presence on this second pitch session for Start Me Up powered by Starburst on the behalf of SIAE. So we've got here on the Paris Air Show more than 300 startups brought to you by Starburst, all linked to space, aerospace, and defense. So what's Starburst? Starburst is a consulting company and also a venture capital. And why you're here is because we're a startup accelerator. So basically, we teach to startups everything except technology. Everything to bring startups to a valuable company. How to pitch, how to run your business, your marketing, your communication. And today, we'll hear 5 startups pitching their products, the company, presenting everything to you in a very short time and only 5 minutes. It's a little bit of a difficult exercise, so be nice with them. And I will call the first company. So Natron, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me? All right, awesome. So my name is Thomas Rufiak. I'm one of the co-founders of Natron, and we're working on scalable solid battery solutions. So I'm sure all of you guys have been to the airport, gone to check in your bags, and heard them ask the question, do you guys have any lithium-ion batteries in your bags? And the reason why we always ask this, or airlines usually ask this, is due to the safety factor within lithium-ion batteries today. Whether it's for consumer devices, electric vehicles, aerospace applications, or even in the marine, there's a specific component called a liquid electrolyte in batteries used today that are essentially creating the safety risks that we have in batteries. So the solution to this is solid-state batteries, which is what we at Natron have been developing. These enable higher energy density, improve safety, eliminating the fire risk that comes with lithium-ion batteries, faster charging, and obviously a longer lifespan. The issue today is no one has actually figured out how to scale these solid-state batteries or manufacture them in existing Rolls-Royce processes. So this is what our material, LISIC, has been able to do. We can produce a solid-state electrolyte that battery manufacturers can readily implement today in their existing manufacturing processes. There's no need for cell redesign. There's no need for redesigning the manufacturing process. It's truly a drop-in solution. And it delivers on all of the promises that come with solid-state batteries. Notably, we significantly increase the operating window in terms of the temperature. And again, going above 250 degrees Celsius, there are no effects. It won't catch fire or go into thermal runaway, whereas typical lithium-ion batteries today will. We can, again, increase the energy density significantly as well while dropping the charging time right now to around 30 minutes, but we're looking to get closer to 15 minutes or less in the coming months. And most importantly, we can produce our material at cost parity with existing liquid electrolyte systems. What this means at the battery pack level is actually within most battery packs, 40% of the space is wasted on your typical cooling and battery management systems. We can actually reduce those or eliminate those by up to 80% due to the inherent safety. And when paired with the fact that we need fewer cells to be able to have the same energy density as before, we can reduce the cost by more than 30% and, more importantly, reduce the weight significantly as well. So very important for especially aerospace applications. In terms of competitors, again, we're the only ones that so far, as we know, can deliver on all 4 of the main kind of key points, which are fire safety, higher energy density, faster charging, and long lifespan, and to do this all within a process or a component that, again, can be dropped into existing battery manufacturing lines without redesigning anything. We've got 2 patents issued, 6 more pending, and we'll be filing some more at the end of this year. So hopefully by 2024, we'll have over 10 patents to our name. In terms of our stage, we've already done 7 OEM evaluations to validate the technology and the performance by third parties. We're in the process right now of building a pilot production line that will be able to get up to 5 megawatt hours of our material, and by 2025, hopefully 20 megawatt hours of our material to be able to test and evaluate with different end users and partners. This is all with the goal to be able to license our technology by 2026, 2027 to all battery manufacturers that are looking to implement the technology, again, whether it's within the aerospace industry, electric vehicle industry, or consumers. Also important to note some of the military-grade validation that we've been doing over the last couple of years. Notably, we've got a phase 2 with the US Army for PRC radios, and have also been working on piloting in unmanned aerial vehicles, again, validating our technology in the aerospace and defense sector. Just going to go to team real quick. So this was co-founded by myself and my partner Alex, who studied material science at UIUC. We also recently brought on Dukshi and Dr. Darshan, who are both battery scientists with over 40 years of experience within the electrode manufacturing space, and have been a great help. So yeah, that wraps up the presentation.
Thank you very much. Now we can give a warm welcome to Bright Ascension.
Thank you. I have to put it into. That's okay. So, hi, my name's Andrew Nairn. I'm representing Bright Ascension. So, just a few quick facts about ourselves. In fact, we've been around for a few years now, but very much focused on the upstream software market. So, we're specialized in software for space, mainly for CubeSats, small satellites, and yeah, we're a very much an upstream company. We have quite a lot of experience with software on CubeSat. Around 40 spacecraft fly with our software on board. But the reason that we're pitching to you today is actually about where we're going next. So what's obvious is that if you want to deliver an efficient service in space, then you need a very coherent system to back that up. And it has to cope with many changes as you go along. Changes to hardware, evolution with providers, some things going obsolete or out of date, and you're constantly having to renew and update it. And so you really need something to underpin all of that as you build your system and try to maintain it over a long number of years. So our founders come from a software model engineering-based background in software. And so what we're doing is taking our technology and trying to provide something that goes all the way from the very start of your development all the way down to providing the service at the end. So what would make this difference, or what makes a difference? It's about seamless integration. So an awful lot of the problems you meet are at the boundaries between different elements. And so this is about taking the model and making the integration seamless all the way through to the end. By doing that, then what you should get is faster development and getting through your different stages and processes more easily. It reduces the risk, makes it a lot simpler. It should make less strain on development and resources, so you don't have to engage huge staff just to try and get through the process. And at the end, of course, you're hoping for higher reliability, and all of that should bring you significant cost savings. And one of the key elements of, if we're going from upstream to downstream, is in fact part of the downstream offer, which is what we're going to provide is basically a platform which takes care of all of the low-level stuff and just lets people focus in at a service on the very high-level tasking and the monitoring. This would be applicable to any service you want to provide, whether it's around Earth observation, communication, science. It can be around the provision of data, and it's also targeted at those companies that want to do value added on top of data, so transformation of data into value added products. It's fully integrated, and as I said, it's mainly for those, any organization basically trying to give something which is easily accessible, an easy interface for either their customers or other stakeholders that they might have. So here's just a few of the points, but it's about giving a platform. It's about seamless operation. It's the customer that specifies the functionality. It's not us. It's about white label approach. So it's really about providing a framework rather than us doing it. It's really about a framework for our clients. The idea is at the end is that it can be very extensible. We want it to be quite open, even if it's a commercial product. So to allow the customer to basically go on and develop what they want to do and develop their business model based on the infrastructure that we provide. So if you want to know more, you can contact us. We're part of the Scottish startup, so we're on stand 171 over there, not far. There may be a few drinks this evening, but I'm not allowed to say that.
Thank you for your invitation, and we wish you a bright ascension. Now, please give a warm welcome to Olnika. Olnika, the floor is yours.
Hi, nice to meet you. Nice to be with you today. I'm Nicholas. I'm the Chief Operational Officer at Olnika, and we produce and we provide a secure track and trace solution for materials and products. At the beginning, we created a unique code taggants. It's like DNA for human. We introduce unique code taggants inside the materials at the beginning of the process. From cradle to grave, you have a unique code taggants to authentify your products during all the supply chain. So it's very important to have an increase of the traceability, and that's why we develop these technologies. On how does it work? We introduce at the beginning, during a process, it's based on rare earth, and there is with luminescence authentication, and we can authenticate the taggant inside your process. We will see this after, and we can introduce it indirectly into the materials, all the materials today, or we can print or spray on it, and the authentication can be done with 3 different levels. With the first one, we use a specific UV lamp, easy to use for fast control. The second one is the optical signature detection with the Pocket Lab, we will see after on the slide. And the last one is the legal proof of the taggant in a laboratory, like an expertise for forensic expertise. So for plastic, rubber, fiber, composite coatings, as you want, you can introduce the taggant with your unique codes inside. Or if it's not possible, you can print directly on your products with a specific inkjet marking coding. It's very easy to integrate, very fast, no problems, no change for the materials, nothing. And at the end, you have a really good control of your supply chain, and you have a demonstration of fraud or diversion. And you can use it also for recycled materials to control the materials before recycling. Here you have the Pocket Lab. It's a handle device connected to an app. You can authenticate on the ground the optical signature, and you have a data on the cloud. You can see all the measurements all over the world, if it's okay or not. Physical taggants, it's okay, but it's not enough. And we work also using blockchain for digital traceability. So it includes physical taggants and digital flow using blockchain also. So we mix the data of the physical flow with the digital flow to create digital passport for products to have a complete traceability all along the supply chain. And if you want more information, we are very close, and it's okay for me.
Thank you very much. The next presentation, the fourth one, is from Avtrain.
Merci. Thank you. So, good afternoon. My name is Judy Garland. I'm the founder, CEO of Avtrain, where we provide drone pilot and operator training and certification. We live by the 3Ds. So if it's dull, if it's dirty, or if it's dangerous, then a drone should be doing it. Our mission at Avtrain is to encourage prolific drone operations, but keep the skies safe through the highest standards of training and certification. A little bit about who we are. As I said, I'm the founder, and my background is I started off in the last century as an apprentice aircraft maintenance engineer, so turning spanners, fixing airplanes. I went on to become a pilot, airline pilot with CityJet and Air Aran. CityJet was a subsidiary of Air France, and also studied law, barrister at law. And I also am the founding chair of the Unmanned Aircraft Association in Ireland. As part of that, we sit on JEDA, which is the Joint European Drone Associations. And as part of JEDA, I sit on JARIS, which is the Joint Authority for Rulemaking on Unmanned Systems. The idea is we stay not just current about the existing regulations, but also developing the future regulations for drones. The team, we have Sharunas here with us, who is the Operations and Marketing Manager. We have Rodrigo, who is a legal technologist. And we have Param, who has just started with us as our Software Product Manager. We also have James, who is a flight instructor working with us part-time. So, what's the problem? Well, this is the problem. This drone weighs 249 grams, and every drone, this one included because it has a camera, requires some form of training and certification, operator registration. Also, we have thousands of pages of regulations based around drones, drone operations. So trying to narrow down what it is that you actually need to do, what you're required to do, and what you're regulatory obliged to do. So the solution is us, is Avtrain. So this is all about building out software in order to look towards compliance verification. So we're going to build a compliance verification platform which looks at standardized documentation for operations manuals, for risk management tool, and then moving towards the airworthiness and the certification of aircraft towards design verification and Part 21 design. Why now? I think you only have to walk around Paris Air Show to understand why now. The timing is absolutely perfect for us. Drones are the foundation and the cornerstone for the advanced air mobility market and what we're going to see into the future with air taxis. We can do this now. Timing is right. We have EASA regulations, the FAA really moving towards a much more positive regulatory environment as well. So we have the regulatory environment to do it. And JARIS then, the Joint Authorities for Rulemaking on Unmanned Systems, are also filling the gaps globally. Just to talk about some of our wonderful clients, we're revenue making. We started in 2019. We have some amazing clients. One of them, ASL Airlines. We've just completed their LUC, which is their Light Unmanned Aircraft Systems Operator Certification. Now, if you haven't heard of ASL Airlines, they're one of Ireland's best kept secrets. They carried over 170,000 tons of freight last year, and they're now looking towards drones as a solution for green and sustainable aviation. If we take Mana drones, Mana are delivering coffees and slices of pizza and onions and everything else to from Tesco's or your local supermarket right to your doorstep. Take a look at the Irish Coast Guard, so search and rescue solutions. We work with Smart Dublin, so the whole idea of Smart Dublin is looking at enabling drone operations within a city environment and also looking towards advanced air mobility into the future. Skyports, we did beyond visual line of sight flights out of our base at Future Mobility Campus Ireland down in Shannon, where we went from Shannon Airport, literally the perimeter fence of the airport, across to Foynes Port, and we did that up to 20 times a day in Class C airspace. We have then, we've got Sprite, they're looking at emergency use cases, so things like hearts, livers, kidneys, pints of blood. And the scope of use cases is really only limited by our own imaginations. We're also involved in the Cesar project, which is a €5.5 million project with Collins Aerospace and Future Mobility Campus Ireland, Shannon Airport Group, Deep Blue, so on. And that's building out use-space and looking at use-space technologies. So do we have competition? Of course, everybody has competition somewhere. What we have and what our unique selling point is that we have the depth of domain knowledge. We do everything. We're a one-stop shop solution. So what's really important is the availability of the actual software to prove out the design verification, to prove out compliance, regulatory compliance, to prove out the training, that you've held the training, that you've carried out the certification. What do we do now? So we train in the open and the specific category now. The idea of the platform will be that it will look at, it's a learning management system that we already have in place, but when we build out the offering, it will be all of the courses that we provide at the moment, plus there's the 10 additional endorsements that are required under regulation. We'd also be looking at safety management systems, compliance monitoring, emergency response. All of these will be carried out through the learning management system. But the key to all of this is standard documentation. This is where the industry falls down, where regulators take so long to approve operators because it's taking so long to process that documentation. So standard documentation, standard risk management profiles is going to change and be an industry changer and an enabler. So what are we asking for? So we're looking for 1.5 million, and we're going to raise it through debt and equity. 800,000 for software development, 500 for market dominance, and 300,000 then for team development. That does add up to more than 1.5 million, but we're contributing the rest through the CESAR project. So I want to thank you for your time. Contact details are here, and we're in Hall 4 at F30. So please come by and say hello to us, and love to talk to you all. Well done to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The fifth startups of this pitch sessions, please give a warm welcome to Skyfinity.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Brilliant. It's all right. Thank you very much. All right, so you think that being the last in the list today, we'd be at the end of the life cycle for product development, but no, we're going to turn it on its head. And what Skyfinity is planning to do is bringing passengers into the loop and mobilizing passengers to be able to fund sustainable aviation startups. My name is Anne. I'm a business developer here at Skyfinity. And Skyfinity is a team of bright-minded, young, driven people with backgrounds from INSEAD, finance, and aerospace engineering, really looking to drive forward sustainable aviation. And so the team, the thing that we believe at the moment, when we're looking out in the industry, what do we see? We see so many amazing startups that look so good on paper, but financially, they are struggling. They fail due to a lack of funding. They fail due to the long development cycles, and they fail due to the large capital cost over a long period of time. The second thing we notice is at the moment, when we are booking flights, what do we see? We see that there is an option to buy out of industry offsets and tree planting initiatives. So what can we do about it? This is the aviation industry. This is where Skyfinity comes in. And our solution, as I mentioned earlier, is to bring the whole aviation industry together with the passengers, to be able to fund and accelerate the move and transition towards sustainable aviation and net zero flying. So how do we do that? We are working with airlines at the moment to be part of the sales funnel. When passengers buy their airline tickets, passengers will be offered the opportunity to contribute a small amount, but contribute to the Skyfinity Foundation. And the foundation will work with lead investors, leaders and knowledge holders of the startup industry. This fund will then fund the most promising technologies and help them and give them a future, an opportunity in this really difficult industry. As a result, what do passengers get? Passengers will be able to learn about the aviation industry, learn about the hydrogen that we're developing, learn about the airports, the electric aircraft. We will be providing that knowledge, and passengers will then become part of the solution. What else do we have? Corporations will be able to make larger donations. We will be able to tailor SAF packages as well to be able to counteract Scope 3, as well as contribute to a more sustainable aviation future. At the moment, we already have our foundation set up. We've got our investment thesis along the way. We're talking to partners. We're looking for more airlines and corporations who are willing and who are driven, passionate about the topic, to be able to run pilot projects. This will give us the opportunity to really test the market and really see what aviation can do together. Furthermore, we want to move forward with slightly away from the quantitative ESG reporting and promote qualitative. It's a hard industry, and yet qualitative reporting is a large factor that we'd like to also introduce. And so if you're interested, please find us over by the Dutch Pavilion. We are hosted by NAG over there, and you'll be able to find us with our limited edition Skyfinity hats. So find us there this afternoon. I believe we've got, not allowed to say it too loud, but drinks. And yeah, we'll be happy to share more information and talk more about this topic. And so together with Skyfinity, we can move towards net zero aviation faster. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone, for this Brian pitches. Do not hesitate to take time. People are here to meet you. Have an exchange. Feel free to meet all the startups. For those who want to connect to more startups, Starburst, on the behalf of SI, brings you more than 30,000 startups here on Paris Air Show. We'll present you another pitching session in 1 hour. And for everyone, there is a networking event every day at noon in all 5 on the Start Me Up booth. Thanks again, and see you later.